How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the National Guard who were sent to Washington, D.C. to help with the inauguration. Many of them were allowed to stay in the Capitol building in between their shifts as a break, but they were recently kicked out and then sent to a nearby parking garage with 5,000 of them and only one toilet with two stalls in it. Now, this has caused outrage on the left and the right. Everybody wants to point fingers. This is outrageous. Who did this? I want to know. I want to get to the bottom of it, all this, that, and the third. Now, before I go down the rabbit hole and explain really what's going on here and what I think happened, let's back up a little bit from the beginning. Let's clear up some misconceptions and then we'll be on the same page with each other. Now, first things first, the National Guard is not active duty military. These are regular everyday people that work jobs and they're civilians basically until they get called up and then they're part of the National Guard. And they come from all over the country. There's different units. Okay, you got a unit in Florida, Virginia, Texas, and there may be multiple units in each state. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments. But I know that each state has their own individual unit, at least one, right? Now, as of right now, I think Texas called their guys back. Florida called their guys back. So that's kind of how it is. They're all over the country, the regular civilians until they get called up, then the National Guard. 25,000 of them were sent to D.C. to help with the inauguration. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing is, a lot of these guys get sent to worse places than a parking garage. All right, it's not that it's bad, but it's not that bad. You know, if you go in some of these like dangerous places where the average normally does not want to go, it can get pretty bad. So it's not even the fact that the parking garage was so terrible of an accommodation. It's the fact that they were in the Capitol building and it was fine up until they got kicked out. That's the main thing. Okay. All these congressmen and women want to come by. Thank you for your service. All this, that, and the third. Let me get a picture. Let me do a video. Do it for the gram. You know, we support the troops. We love the troops. All this and that. And then when the cameras go off, all right, man, get out my face, man. Go to the garage. I ain't trying to hear you no more. You know, you in my way. I'm trying to go to Starbucks. You on the ground getting in my way on your phone. Man, look, I don't got time for this. Go to the garage. That's basically how the whole thing comes off because they were in the Capitol and it was fine. Okay, when they first came to DC with more of them there, it was fine. So why is it not fine now? That's the issue. Now, I don't know who actually made the call to kick them out of the Capitol and send them to the parking garage. I don't know that. There's all kind of rumors. I'm hearing that the National Guard or some guys from the Guard say that the Capitol Police in D.C. told them to leave the Capitol and go to the garage. But the Capitol Police chief put something out saying that it wasn't them. We didn't do it. It's not us. Don't blame us for that. Now, they didn't say who did kick him out or if they were told by somebody to do it. It didn't say that part. All they said it wasn't them. So don't point the finger at us. All right. Everybody on both sides of the political aisle, left, right, center, whatever, they're saying this is terrible. We got to get to the bottom of it. But nobody knows who did it. Okay. Nobody knows. Now, I've read that, again, it's a rumor. May be true, may not be true. I don't know. It's just a rumor. I read that Democratic Congressman Bill Keating got into an argument or some kind of confrontation with just one person from the Guard, from some Guard somewhere, not really sure what state it was, but they were in the Capitol. I think it was a Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or some kind of shop like that, right? So the Guard was in there with no mask on, allegedly. And then Keating came up to him and said, you got to put your mask on or something to that extent. And then the guy allegedly said, I enjoy my freedom. And from there, the rumor has it that they got kicked out. Not just that person, but all of the Guard that were in the Capitol building over a mask dispute. Now, that may or may not be true. I have no idea. I have no clue whatsoever. But that could be the case. Regardless of what, I think it's dumb for them to, get kicked out of the Capitol. What's the problem? I mean, you got all the amenities there. They were there at the beginning, so what's the point in kicking them out? I don't really understand. Okay. But of course, after the whole thing happened, everybody went to jump on it. You can have my office, all this and that and the third. That could have been the solution from the very beginning, but I digress. Everybody's like, you can have my office. People are trying to blame Trump for this, of course. You know, like I said before on Twitter, there's going to be a period of time where they're still trying to blame Trump for everything. Trump's the one that did it. He's the one that caused the quote unquote MAGA insurrection. He caused it. So it's his fault, all this and that. They're saying that Trump should have done something earlier than what he did because Trump did offer the Trump International Hotel for the troops to stay in. But somebody said that, oh, you're way too late with it. It should have been 12 hours ago. It's like, wait a minute. Let's pause for the cause. Trump's not in office anymore. You got Biden in there. So don't try to blame Trump talking about, oh, your response is too slow. It's not my responsibility to do anything. Trump can just say, look, man, I'm in Florida golfing. Y'all handle that. You got it now. You know, whatever you're going to do with a situation, you handle it. All right. Don't look at me. How about you handle it? That's what he should have done or he could have done. But he stepped up and has given the Trump Hotel to the guards to stay in for however long they need it. Now, the reality, the bigger thing here would be let all the troops go home. What do you need them there for? They did their duty. Hey, they got called up. They broke away from their family, from their jobs or whatever. So now you're just wasting time. They could be at, whatever job they got, working and taking care of their kids and the family, going home, being moms, dads, or whatever. They can be doing that rather than being in D.C. for no reason, okay? If you're kicking me out of the Capitol, apparently I don't need to be there. I'm not needed for protection anymore. So how about I go home? All right. That's what they should. Like I said earlier, I think Ron DeSantis from Florida called his troops home. What was it? Greg Abbott in Texas called his people home. They're calling them home because there's no reason for them to be there. All right. The politicos on the left use them for political purposes, for political props, taking pictures, doing all kind of little stuff. Thank you for your service. And then they had a show of force because these guys ain't even really armed. I was seeing pictures of these guys out there at the Capitol on Inauguration Day with rifles with no magazine in it, meaning it's not loaded. Now, theoretically, it could be one in the chamber, but why would you have a rifle with one in the chamber? It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. You're going to be openly carrying a rifle with one in the chamber and no magazine. Like, I can see there's no magazine in it, so it makes no sense. But anyway, they're probably not loaded at all. A lot of these guys have no guns at all. Their whole purpose was to be a show of force, to be a deterrent from anybody coming to D.C. trying something crazy on Inauguration Day. Nothing happened. It was smooth sailing. So mission accomplished. Why are they still there in D.C.? Are they occupying D.C.? I've read somewhere that there may be some of the guard that stays after, like they should be home. Not sure if that's going on right now, but it shouldn't be because you got police there. So what more do you need? You got Capitol Police. Like you have Capitol Police. I think you also have D.C. Police. And, of course, police in the area, Maryland, Virginia. So what more do you need as far as security is concerned? The whole thing with the Capitol riot, as I close, was a planned event that anybody could have seen. I mean, the FBI saw it coming. It was already known about. This is not, they try to blame Trump for that, talking about you're the reason why the troops are out there because you caused the MAGA insurrection. No, this was a thing that had been planned for a while on the internet. You can't blame Trump for that. Trump was just talking about what he'd been saying for a while. There's some irregularities, look into it, and that's it. Same thing, many of us have said for a while, but we're not going to go into the Capitol building and do something crazy. All right? So, yeah, send the troops home, and I don't see the reason why they had to go to the garage. Like I said, I don't know who made that decision. It could have been Bill Keating, but my question would be if just one person had an issue with, one of the National Guard, then why was it that one person had enough power to make everybody leave? I feel like there's details being left out here. I don't really understand why that's what happened. But then again, you're dealing with Democrats. Incompetent government is their modus operandi. So we'll see what happened in the very near future, if I'm not mistaken. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that this guy, Bill Keating, is the one that did it as far as kicking the National Guard out of the Capitol and sending them to the parking garage? How about Nancy Pelosi? How about Chuck Schumer? How about more people know what happened than they let on? Everybody's saying, oh, I didn't say that. You said that. Somebody did it. Somebody said it. Whatever your thoughts on that are, let me know in the comments below. Do you feel like the National Guard were used as a political tool, as a prop You're taking pictures, it's a show of force, and then we're done with you. Just toss you away. No respect for the National Guard. I mean, regardless of what somebody does, it could be the National Guard. They can be, I don't know, they could be the guy on the side of the road picking up trash just for fun, not even getting paid, not even having a job. He could just be doing it. Whoever you are, whatever you are, you should be treated with respect. Period. That's just my viewpoint on it. I don't think that the guard were treated with respect. If they had respect, they would be either sent home and say, "Thank you for your service. We appreciate it. You're no longer needed here in DC," or let them stay in the Capitol as they were while they're in between their shifts on break. I don't see what the big problem is. And like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.